Stephen Thomson reveals that he was compensated for the Michel Pereira cancellation after all. Wonderboy was scheduled to fight Pereira at UFC 291. However, Pereira missed weight and Wonderboy decided to not continue with the fight. The following Monday, Wonderboy told Ariel Helwani that he hoped that he would still be compensated to some extent for showing up and making weight. He says that he is now happy with the result of this whole situation. Speaking to MMAfighting.com, Wonderboy said that was all wild and crazy. Me and the UFC and my management, we've settled everything, so everything's great. We settled with something that we're both happy with, and that was it. It took a little bit because they have a business and a lot of stuff going on, and so have I. So my managers have been taking care of everything. But yeah, man, I was happy with everything, with what the UFC has done for me, and we got away from this last fight with a smile on our faces. Not only that, but then I got a fight, obviously against the top opponent, someone ranked above me, and on one of the most stacked cards of the year, the last card of the year. It has been pretty crazy with a lot of things that could have happened but didn't. With the fight with Michel getting scrapped, and the possibility of fighting Kamaru Usman has been exciting. The UFC, or at least Kamaru Usman, had different plans, so I was kind of left with nobody. And then they offered me Shavkat. Not only is he ranked above me, he's one of the scariest dudes in the UFC right now, especially in the welterweight division. Undefeated, 100% finish rate, super strong, super tough. Now is the time, I think, to prove myself. George St-Pierre loses a bet and has to do push-ups in the middle of a restaurant.
We have a bet. I don't think you're gonna pay.
Huh?
You're gonna pay the bet now.
You can choose this place if you want.
Yeah.
Up to you.
That.
Are you serious? You serious now? Thank you.
Robert Whittaker gives his prediction for Alex Pereira versus Jiri Prochazka this upcoming weekend at UFC 295. Rob thinks the safe bet is Pereira, but with Jiri's unorthodox style, it's very hard to predict.
I guess that's the biggest question, though. Alex Pereira being one of the better strikers in the UFC at this moment, right? Very textbook, though.
Yeah.
Versus Jiri, like again, one of the better one of the best light heavyweights at the moment. Very unorthodox striking. How are they going to pair up? And it is because you don't know, because you can say yeah, Alex is going to find his mark and land one on Jiri's chin. Jiri is very hittable and he keeps his hands down. You could say that, or you could say Jiri, with his unorthodox style, is going to fire something Alex doesn't see, and he gets put out as well, because Jiri has had a lot of wins via knockout as well. Both huge dudes, like long range. Both guys have reach.
Yeah.
And that's what makes MMA so exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
we could see something completely different. And Jiri goes in for a double leg, dude. You don't know. And yeah, I don't know. I'm very interested. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to read this one. I think the safe bet would have to be Alex Pereira, because if you just go like a basic maths, Glover can hit him, Pereira will, Alex will. But in saying that, I don't know, Jiri, like I said, he has an uncanny knack of chasing the win, of finding that win in tough situations, in uphill fights, when his back's against the wall.
Mike Tyson has high praise for Francis Ngannou following his boxing match against Tyson Fury. Tyson said, "I'm proud of Francis Ngannou because he listened to everything I said. And I was telling everybody about the great left hook that landed on his sparring partner and actually broke his leg. And I knew if he landed that left hook on anybody, they were gone, and I was right. The champ went down. I'm happy. I'm very grateful to be involved with his glory, his victory. I'm sure we'll see a lot more of Mr. Francis." Prior to UFC 294, Islam Makhachev called John Jones' pound-for-pound #1 ranking bullshit.
The #1 guy right now, who he beat last fight. We don't have some name from top pound-for-pound rankings. And I just want to say about the rankings, about all these things, this is bullshit. I'm not followed anymore.
John Jones responded to Islam saying he has bigger fish to fry. He added that younger fighters should try to beat his records instead of using their lips. Today, the pound-for-pound rankings have been updated, and following Islam's recent KO win over Volk, he is now officially number 1. John Jones is number 2. Alexander Volkanovski is number 3. What do you guys think? Do you agree with these rankings? Post your opinions in the comments. Jorge Masvidal and Chael Sonnen got into it last night. Jorge went on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani and had this to say about Chael.
Chael's he knows it himself. That's the dirtiest fighter they've ever lived. He got popped with like 9 substances, still couldn't win the title.
Now.
You know
friends.
that guy's sore.
Don't worry.
Yeah, but still, he's a punk.
You think I won that debate, right? You think I won that debate?
Yeah, you definitely won that debate.
Thanks,
and
Jorge.
you know, you can tell you won it. You can tell you won it when the fighter's like, I'm gonna attack you because you can't win with your mouthpiece. So now you gotta resort to violence. Tell that old steroid using motherfucker, come use the violence on me, bro. Tell him to talk like that, bro. You're such a reporter, bro. Gangster from what what is he a gangster for fucking tax fraud and like that?
Oh no, no, this is not.
It's it, bro. It's it. Then I said, you, man.
Chael Sonnen responded to Jorge via X. He started off with, Jorge, if you want to scrap, you have to beat one of my students first, Colby Covington. Scratch that. Let's stick to things that are possible. He continued, are you allowed to kick with that leg that's wearing the house arrest ankle monitor? Masvidal, I do want some. Just trying to be clear on a few regulatory matters. Is your corner going to give you a prison juice box instead of water? No man bun. George, can you travel out of state without air marshals shackling you to a hand dolly like Hannibal Lecter? Am I the last person you turned on, or just the latest? How many of your texts to me asking for help because you're dull and unfunny should I release? Is a dozen enough? Did you go to a Miami car shop to have them pull the dent Kamaru Usman putting your face out? On a related note, shouldn't they have just replaced your entire face? Lastly, a word of advice. Don't be two-faced. It means next time you fight, you're gonna have 4 black eyes instead of the usual 2. Sad. Once won the BMF belt, now getting puppeteered by a rich guy who wears Hulk Hogan pajamas. Busted down suitcase. Went from being the man nobody wants to fight to the man nobody trusts. Ran out of guys to get beat up by. Now pretending to want a beating from the man you idolized. Why not go into WWE? Have your new best buddy get you in. Oh wait, they didn't want him over there. Maybe get a gig with the Miami Heat. Your puppet master has connects at the NBA. Scratch that, they didn't want him either. Masvidal. Lackey for the man Dana White reduced to human rubble. Maybe get on a goon squad working for a villain who doesn't spend so much time sobbing. Bad look for you. Jorge fired back saying, you juicehead. I bet you won't say this stuff in person. At Chael Sonnen, just keep the same energy when you see me. Chael responded once again saying, since I don't spend much time in county jails, homeless shelters, methadone centers, or dodgy unlicensed outdoor barbershops, it's unlikely we'll see each other in person anytime soon. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to Jorge Masvidal getting his felony charges dropped in the court case with Colby Covington. The first one's from Nate Marks. It says the charges dropped, but the 50-43 lives forever. The second one's from Mo Fishin 2648. It says, been so long since Jorge had a win. Sorry, Colby, that's what happens when you leave it into the judge's hands. And the final one's from Anthony. It says, Helwani acting real tough to Chael after saying that I'll choke you out. Like, dude, do you not know he is undefeated and undisputed? Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.